Buddy's going to clean up a little. And what we found were some crystals, and that's always a good sign. As you can see, we have the familiar slope back shape, and it's angular. Okay, here's a look back at the dig we're working at. And as you can see, these larger, here's the pile we were just looking at. Now we have this larger area here. This is one entire rock and potentially a fossil. And that's going to take a long time. We're going to show you, we're going to load up our latest fossils so we can clean them and categorize them, inventory them, and take photos of them. It's a long process. It's a lot of work, a lot of fun. Take their photos. So that's why I've been a little busy. I'm sorry if I haven't made enough videos recently. But if I'm not making videos, trust me, I'm doing something. So this, like this, you can remove this kind of dirt here from the eye socket. There's no breaks. It's definitely worth the effort, because even if I never sell these, I know that I'm doing my part to try to get this out to the public. It's definitely worth the time. I mean, what better thing to do than something you love to do? So you just clean them up like that all around. You see what you have right here. It's a nice little guy. You can see there should be his eye socket here. His left eye is preserved like that, sloping head downward. So this side was better preserved. He laid just like that, most likely. You can even see where he has a couple of little teeth down here, and he has his nostril preserved right below his eyes. You see that little nostril? This side would be his weak side, but this side is all that matters. All it takes is one side. That's why I try to tell you by showing mirrored images. The faces are symmetrical, as I like to point out. You can see his head slopes to the back. Very similar. This is one of my first finds, one of my best finds. And this guy's quite impressive. You can see he has a brow ridge. He's preserved nicely, where most would lay on their side, and we'd only get half a side, which is why I mirror them sometimes to get a better look. This guy has both his eyes, brow ridge, sloping skull to the back. It's quite common. This guy would stand, I'd push about 3.5 feet tall, 4 feet tall. We'd be larger than him. And this is very, very hard material. He's mostly quartzite, and you can see he actually has some crystals inside his eyes. You can see his snout area. That would be where his scales are. He has kind of a point on the middle of his head, which is unusual. So that's the crown of his head. Once again, you see the side is what's really telling about this one, to have a brow ridge like that, which makes us assume that he's very bipedal and unlike any dinosaur. If you actually have ever seen an artist's conception of a reptoid or reptilian, some of you have asked if we have these, secure, and we have them quite secure. And that's why I've been busy of late. That's why I haven't made a video in a few weeks. I love making any kind of truth video, but right now I've got to focus on these fossils. We're going to really try to make this happen this year. We're going to put some up for sale of the collection just to get it out, just to make some waves, make some noise. Right now there's about 500 individual fossils, mostly skulls in here, and every type. I mean, from humans of 100 million years to different types of creatures that really no one has ever, proven existed, but they certainly have. Anyway, we do have those in safekeeping. And let's go ahead and take a look at some more. Let's put our little reptoid guy right here. This guy's pretty interesting here. You can see as we rotate him, that would be his eye right here. He's preserved better on his left side. Kind of a very human type look, human/alien. As you can see, he has a sloped head to the back. You see that when you see a lot of artist conceptions of what aliens considered any type of dinosaur or known creature that existed. Now this guy, when you take a good look at him, see how he has a flat face. That would be his left eye we're looking at right now. His This left side was reserved very nicely. Rotate them around. It's what we would consider to be some type of human mixed with some type of crazy looking head. Sticks out. There's his chin down there. What we'll do is we'll take some stills later so you can get a really good look at him. You can see how his head slopes back. That's when you see alien movies. Somehow people know from, well, you're not sure how they know, but they pretty much have shown images. There have been other more recent alien skulls, but not from the Cretaceous. But that's why there's no dinosaur could look like this with this slanted head. But when you see, conceptions of aliens, you definitely see something like this. Now here is another one. This guy's really neat because I've never really seen a guy quite like him. There's where his eye socket would be there. That's why it's hollowed out. Their eyes either popped out or rolled out. His head slopes back. You can see he laid just like this on the side. So when you see this side, you can see the shape, but there's no detail. This side has all the detail. Be looking at you right there. Once again, this would be some type of human alien concoction that lived here on Earth. Whether it visited or died here in a war, that's all to be figured out in the future. And that's the kind of next level stuff we're working on. Now this one is just an example of something that slopes back.